Epic Mickey is a thrilling tale of one mouse's... Oh, wait, hold on. Do you enjoy sniffing paint fumes and shouting at clowns? Good, because when we combine all those things together, we get a slight headache as well as Warframe's newest frame, Follie. And I know what you're thinking. Her ink shakes do bring the boys to the yard, as I'm already there. Follie is the newest frame to the game and perhaps holds one of the most diverse range of abilities we've ever seen. Arriving in the Shadowgraph update, it's so hard to paint the perfect picture on what she does and what she brings. Because when we had our art class, she slammed down a single pot of black paint and said, "Yeah, improvised explosive." All you need to paint is a few tools, a little instruction, and a vision in your mind. And I'm here to help you to understand how to play TENNO. But first, obviously, we need to dive into her new game mode and see about getting her. The Vesper Relay is where our class is held. This mission can be accessed after completing the Chains of Harrow. In this game mode, players need to find ink, take them to one of 3 canvases on the map, all while collecting Atrium. Avoiding Follie and her minions, the more paint on the meter, the more insulting the enemies become.
Derivative.
Once all 3 are completed, you are sent off with your resources, just to do it all again. Collect as much as you can to earn your parts through drops, and enter the world of violent, yet fine arts. Help me up? But let's hurry up, let's get into the... Just like being in the front row of a sea life show, enemies are going to be caught in the splash zone. Whenever you cast an ability, Follie will cover nearby enemies in ink. Enemies coated in that delicious oil are slowed up, and upon expiry, God, I love the energy economy. Follie's first ability is Forced Perspective. Pop, drop, and vanish into a portrait and teleport yourself to a targeted location, with range only affecting your splash zone. Interestingly enough, too, this will wash away any status effects and give you some invulnerability for a short time. Remember, this isn't Splatoon, or whatever it's called. There's no travel time here, just instant teleportation. The second ability is Shadowgraph.
He said it! He said it!
What would be the point of an art frame if it did not shamelessly trace things you've seen online and show it off to the writhing masses? Yes, I'm talking to you Discord bots. Leave me alone. I have important matters to attend to. But on a more serious note, Shadowgraph might just be the most difficult and expansive ability to date on Warframe, because it's baked into the game by design to have a creative freedom to tackle whatever you need to. Some of these items do have a cooldown, so don't assume that Fermian RPGs are the new order of the day. But some of these items have real in-game use that I think will push Follie into a whole heap of missions. Besides items like exploding barrels, traps, death orbs, and amphors, there are certain set here you might just have to bring to complete your missions. This ability, no joke, can straight up summon mission-critical items. Yes, by choosing to give into Follie's full-time body, you can start to summon items like life support capsules, power cells, conduit keys, and whilst an RPG, it's just a fun joke. Go, my TENNO, do crime. But not to move on so quick, there is more here to express yourself. Shadowgraph lets you customize your object icons too, which appear when you summon an item. In the words of Pablo,
I believe in you as a community to help us make this not have horrible consequences.
Thank you, Pablo. To show my artistic expression here, I've drawn a fat cat and Homer Simpson. The third ability is Self-Portrait. This ability, while being in its area, will grant you a nice bit of damage reduction, all pushed by strength. How do I know where the area starts and ends? Look down and check that Nuln oil you spilled on the floor. Don't clean it up though, as when the enemy steps into the area, they'll be covered in ink. And we know from our passive, it really adds that finishing touch. Plus, enemies can help contribute to our masterpiece, as well as when they move on to the next life while in the area, they get covered in Follie's ink. We get a moment that makes me feel a little bit like this. What's better, of course, is if you decide to move on to Pastures Green, the giantess can be tagged along too. Simply recast it and it will move to the new location. Finally, Follie gets to use Plein Air. Plein Air? Plein Air? Plein Air.
Plein Air.
The we all float down here button. Follie goes and ties balloons to enemy's ankle. These 99 red balloons are lifted up, not forgetting here they're covered in ink going up. Up they float and hang around for a while, leaving you to pop the balloons. Feel free to add your own balloons TD effect here, meme tenor. Shoot the balloons and watch the enemies fall, taking huge fall damage. And even better, if they fall on other enemies, they get to share that damage too. Ain't the rootin' tootin' cowboy that you thought you were? Well, hey, that's fine. Those balloons will lower down and gently release the captives to the ground. Still with a little bit of fall damage, but more like a twisted ankle's worth of damage. So, the gameplay loop. Use your force perspective to move to a group of enemies, cast off your self-portrait, and then use Plein Air to get them up and out of there. Pop the balloons, allowing them to feed the portrait. Once you have a good damage reduction going, keep up the art show by moving it around, feed it enemies, and then use your Shadowgraph to flex on those mission objectives. Now, onto some modding. But Tearsful, I just want to play it myself. Just tell me a good overview. Well, first of all, I got you, and secondly, get out of my house and stop drinking my white monster. Obviously, this is a new frame, but so far the current setup has been working fantastic for me in Steel Path missions. So, let me know what you've been doing in the comment section below. In order of importance, strength. This affects the total damage reduction and pushes Plein Air and force perspective much harder. Range. As Follie's kit works well with her passive affecting enemies, the more chances you have to ink enemies, the further that kit's going to be pushed. Duration. I'm not going to lie, the base duration of Follie already feels way more than we ever needed. Efficiency. With no channeled abilities and Follie able to generate her own energy, this honestly is a non-issue. When Follie was initially introduced, I had the impression I'd see a quirky artist and all sorts of CC coming out from her. But to see the horror aspect twisted into Follie and perhaps an interesting change to see a fully monochromatic frame, well, hey, color me impressed. Playing this live on stream for the first time was an absolute blast. Drop, woman satisfied. Follie represents a total shift from simple game design and honestly turns it upside down. Believe me when I say, however, whilst Follie is strong, she is not broken. Her damage is not instant, and often enough the setup can take quite a bit of time to get going. But if I'm on a mission where a TENNO can spawn mission objectives at will and grant me huge damage reduction whilst making everything more vulnerable, and energy, well, hand me that damn milkshake, Follie, because now you know how to play Follie, TENNO. Thanks for watching.